Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Our Daily Magic podcast, where we talk about rituals we can use to cultivate magic in our daily lives or the magic that we wish to see and be in the world. We have a very special guest today, but first, let's get present to us. My name is Kai, and this is.
This is Dell, of course.
And we are your hosts for our episode today. I am going to introduce Jeff Marconette Jr., the award-winning international Make Every Second Count speaker, is a transformational speaker, author, coach, youth mentor, and walking miracle. He is the host of Make Every Second Count, a live show hosted weekly on Facebook and YouTube. At the age of 17, he almost met the eternal stop sign while waiting to turn at a green light. He was told he would never walk again, but after 18 years of recovery, Jeff is not only walking, but determined to run. After his near-death experience, Jeff wants everyone to make every second count. He now travels the world transforming lives so that others don't have to hope for a second chance to truly live the life they have always wanted. The power of Jeff's incredible story of resilience is the ultimate embodiment of what it means to make the impossible possible. Jeff compels others to start living now, stop complaining, and take nothing for granted. His fight and courage are admirable, and his positive energy is contagious. Get ready to run out of the room with a different attitude about life. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you. I appreciate that introduction, even though it was my bio.
Right. That means that we can just jump in and get to the really good stuff.
Whatever you want to do.
Awesome.
Yeah. Want to do the intro video?
Yeah, let's get it started the right way. Here we go.
And now we're officially live. And before we really get into it, I want to just give a gratitude and a shout out to our magical audience in whatever way you are tuning in right now, whether it's the Facebook Live, the YouTube Live, or you're going to see it on iTunes as well. We appreciate you guys and love the fact of just being able to help showcase all these infinite ways that magic can be unleashed. And with that being said, we want to turn it over to Jeff. And the number one question that we always ask before we go into this is, tell us about discovering your magic. We know your story, your powerful, amazing story, but we will love to know, what is your magic?
Well, my magic is actually wearing this red jacket. It makes me feel amazing. But no, it does. But my magic, I would say, is my ability to make people see things that they should be grateful for, helping them look for what they have instead of what they don't have.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And by the way, red's my favorite color, so thank you.
Well, mine too, buddy.
Yes. I feel like the Step Brothers part. Like, did we just become best friends?
Yeah. Now, don't touch my drum set.
That's actually my favorite instrument too. So,
One of the questions that I like to ask also is how do you start your day? How do you get into that, that mindset that has really, fueled your way of being? How do you get there? How do you maintain that, that energy?
Yes, well, that is a fantastic question. And I actually love helping people do this because I used to have a morning routine that I do more than I do now. And that was actually doing 40 push-ups when I woke up. But now I generally get up out of bed, and even I sit up on the edge of my bed. Even before I get out of bed, I post on Facebook. I know I've been told you're not supposed to check your Facebook in the morning right when you get up. Well, the thing is, I don't check it. I just post. And I post one simple sentence. I post, I am so thankful to be given today, and I will make it a great day. Now, you see what that is doing is that is setting, well, it's expressing my gratitude first, just for waking up, just for being given this another day to live, another few seconds to live, if that's all we're guaranteed. But I am also setting an intention for my day. Now, I say it's going to be a great day, and I do not let any outside influences affect my day, because you see, great days and great moods exist internally. They do not exist externally. Yes, you can have things that make you happy. You can have things that make you feel like you're in a better mood. But unless you are in a good mood in here, unless you have the right state of mind up here between these two ears, then your day is not going to be good. Your day is not going to be, it can be all right. But if you decide that it's going to be great and then refuse everything else, just be like, get out of here, brush your shoulders off, and just, I don't know. It's all about just setting the intention.
It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. So intentional days.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I actually have a motto as well. It is make every second count. Now, I'm going to give a shameless plug. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this or not, but I didn't ask. I actually have a new book called, well, it's a journal. It's called Make Every Second Count, a 1,500-hour journal. And I am actually going to do something else I didn't ask to do on this show. And I'm going to be giving out the first 7 days of my journal for free. And you can get that at www.jeff Marconette Junior Jr.com /journal. There you go. That's pretty awesome. And you guys can download the first 7 days of my journal for free. And it's really amazing. It will help you get perspective on life and see life with gratitude, and it will help you get long-term or long-range goals in your life. And that is a fantastic way to live, because if you see the things you have and see the vision of what you want out in front of you, you can focus more on the things that you are going to need in order to get to that goal.
Yeah. So if I could ask you, it's awesome, to have these things, that you're living into, like out there in your future. I'm so curious how you're able to kind of like reel it back, to the present. And I'm asking, asking for a friend. No, I'm asking for myself. Right. Is that, like having things out there in the future, even, like when planning the day, it's like, oh, I have this really cool thing that I'm doing at 12 o'clock, and then I spend that, that amount of time up until 12 o'clock, living into that. And it's like, sometimes I just forget to actually be here. So how do you be here, Jeff?
Well, there's an amazing thing. Now, I want you to do something for me, including you, Dell.
Let's do it.
I want you to close your eyes. Take 7 deep breaths, but your first 3, I want slow. And feel how good it feels to have that air just coming in and going out. And know that you are here right now. And no other seconds are guaranteed besides the present one. Be it one with your situation. Be it one with your everything around you. You are whole. You are important. All right, now open your eyes. Are you with me?
With you.
How do you feel? I mean, are you? I've been told by people that when they do that, that the world just kind of slows down around them and they can embrace each second, because I say oftentimes that there are 86,400 seconds in a day.
Wow.
Now, it's really hard to have a great second all 86,400 seconds. But if you are in the right mindset and you have your eye on gratitude and you're thankful for each and every breath, you're thankful for each and every blade of grass in your front yard, or you're thankful for each and everything that you have in your house, or even for that soup or whatever you're drinking right now. If you're thankful for all that, how can you have anything but a great day?
Mm-hmm.
And that'll help you keep in the present moment.
Thank you.
So funny how grateful has the word great in it. Full of great.
Yeah, I'm full of great, son.
Yeah, yes, you are. And I love the exercise you just did for just allowing us and also our audience to just slow down.
Really, well, I hope they didn't do it while they're driving.
Yeah, we should have put that disclosure out there. So hopefully they didn't. But it's a perfect segue because with how you're doing it now, making every second count and slowing it down, I wanted to find out from you, was it from the experience that you had from the accident that you started to slow things down, or were you slowing things down before the accident happened and it got slower?
No, my life was not slow at all before my accident. In fact, I think that I came up with ways to slow it down because I speak kind of slow. I walk kind of slow and a little funky at times, but I do things slower now. So it's easier if the world seems like it's moving slower, because when I was playing sports and when I was riding BMX before my accident, that was all fast paced. And I always would I honestly, at that time, I was drinking Mountain Dew and energy drinks 24/7. It didn't even matter what time of day it was. I was drinking Mountain Dew and energy drinks. So it's all about slowing down, taking the joy in life, and just enjoying it.
Great point. And speaking of which, like, how has your, your self-care changed? Like, do you still drink Mountain Dew? I mean, that Code Blue was kind of good.
Code Red. Come on.
No, I like Coat Red. No. I actually do have a Mountain Dew on very rare occasion now. And I drink some Monsters at times, which is bad. Don't get me wrong. But I'm still human. I know it might not look like it. I might not do things like it all the time. But I still am human. I'm not superhuman like some believe.
Yeah. I believe you are superhuman in
Yeah.
your own magical way. And yeah. And from your journey of being able to use what got presented in front of you from life to make a powerful impact, not only for yourself, but others, that is superhuman, because a lot of us out there, and I include myself, I've done it before, is when life gives me certain cards in life, I will complain about it or feel a victim and woe is me type of thing, and really not using that as fuel to transform it in a way of helping to serve others and serve myself. So that you're definitely showcasing your superhuman strength right here. And also you have your superhuman suit on.
Yeah, well, this jacket is pretty awesome. I have to give a shout out to Tavia Sharp, who actually she is with oh man, Dress Sharp. I don't know, but you should look her up if you ever get the chance and you need a personal designer, because she is pretty darn amazing. And her name is Tavia Sharp, and it's Tavia Sharp, just like it sounds.
Got it. We'll put that in the comments for you.
You're awesome. She's gonna love me too.
There we go. It's in there.
Awesome. Awesome. So, would you like me to tell a little bit of my story, because the audience might not know my story?
Yes, please.
Yeah, this is a perfect segue to the next question of how you discovered your magic. So this is like a perfect way of sharing your story.
All right. Well, cool. Well, I discovered my magic as well, actually a little after the first event, but the first event is what brought on the finding of my magic. Now, when I was 17, I was a junior in high school, had the world in my foresight, I guess. And I was planning for a life, and I did not look at what I had at that time. But on my way to lunch one day from high school, we were headed to Wendy's. I know, not the healthiest thing in the world, but hey, why not? And then I was at a red light, changing my music on the CD player. I know you guys might know what CDs are, but half the people out here listening to this podcast won't know what CDs are. And then I was actually listening to Incubus at the time, and I heard a honk from behind me, and it was actually my friend AJ. And we always would mess with each other and stuff. So I looked up to make sure the light had actually turned green, and it had. And so I pulled forward. Big mistake. You see, when I pulled forward, a semi truck that was coming the other way didn't stop. So while I was doing everything right except for not looking before I pulled out on a green light, he was doing everything wrong. Now, we don't know if he was speeding or anything else because he never hit his brakes in any amount of time. So there weren't skid marks for the police to measure. And he hit me, driver's side door, and it knocked me unconscious right away, left me with a broken neck, a fractured jaw, 2 broken ribs, a punctured lung, and a ruptured spleen. I had a tube in through my stomach to help me eat because I was in a coma for 2.5 months. I had a tube in through the side of my chest to reinflate my lung. I had a tube in through my neck to help me breathe, and I was actually on a ventilator for a few days. I had a halo on which screws directly into your skull. Right here is one halo scar, and right here is another. Then I have 2 more in the back. And then that holds your neck from turning. So if you want to see to the side, you have to turn your whole body. Now, I spent 3.5 months in the hospital, but like I said, for 2.5 of those months, I do not remember a thing. Now, the day that I finally came to, I was in the hospital, and my parents never left me alone in that hospital, not once. So my sister was there with me, and she would always push me around in my wheelchair around the hospital to get me out and about. Now, when we were coming back to my room, I was making all kinds of noises, and she didn't know what was going on. So she walked around front and saw the fear in my eyes, the confusion in my eyes, and the tears running down my face. She didn't know what was going on, so she quickly ran out to grab doctors and nurses. When they came into the room, they couldn't do anything. All they could do was smile. They just stood around and smiled. My sister, she was freaking out. She was jumping up and down like, what's going on here? And all they could do was smile. Because this was the day that they had been waiting on for 2.5 months. This was the day that I came to level 4 in a coma, the state of confusion. And once you reach this state, you're much more likely to come out of it completely. But before that time, my parents never knew if I was there. if I even knew who they were and if I would ever wake up. They just didn't know. I can't imagine how hard that was on my parents. But I did come out of it. And it is a slow process. You don't wake up one day and be like, hey, I want a hamburger. It's not like that at all. It's very slow. The process is very slow. Like 1 week you'll open an eye, the next week you'll be able to blink, the next week you'll be able to move a foot, things like that. And then I was in physical therapy. I was in occupational therapy. I was in speech therapy. I was in recreational therapy. I was in all kinds of these therapies. And I remember the day I went home from the hospital, my therapist came to my room and he got me. And it was just like a normal day. I didn't expect anything. I'd heard a rumor that I was getting a walker, and I was all excited, thinking I would just get up and walk like no problem at all. I had been doing this for years. And he pushed me down to this little room. And this room had pads all over the walls and all over the floors. I'm like, oh crap, what'd they do now? I thought they were throwing away the key. But he told me, all right, get down on the floor. And he was my physical therapist. That was nothing unusual. So I got down on the floor. And he then walks out of the room. And I'm like, uh-oh, I really did it now. And then all of a sudden the door opens up again. He's pushing a walker. I was all excited. I was going to be walking. And in my mind, I was going to be walking. It was going to be no problem, like I said. But he pushed it over to me. He said, now, without your wheelchair, without any help at all, get up. I looked at him like, get up? Really? Okay, no problem. So I worked at it and worked at it and worked at it. And I worked at it some more. And I wasn't getting up. And eventually I struggled and struggled and struggled, but I eventually got up. And then he said, great. Now you can take this walker home with you. I was like, okay, why did you have me do that? He says, well, I can't rightly send you home knowing you're going to fall. And I know you're going to fall with this, trying to walk. I can't rightly send you home without knowing you can get up. And I feel that that is a big part of the motivational world that we're lacking, that a lot of people don't do. They witness all these people going down, all these people suffering, all these things going on, like racial injustice, like divorces, like suicides, like loss of jobs, like loss of houses, loss of cars, all kinds of things. But they don't teach us how to get back up. And that's what the world needs right now, to know how to get back up. and that's actually a perfect segue to tell you guys that if you like what you're hearing right now, you can also follow me on YouTube at www.youtube.com/C/Jeff Marconette Jr. All right, so guys, I want to help you get back up, and that's why I host my live show on Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And there, right there on the screen, is my YouTube, but you forgot the C. But I host a show called Make Every Second Count Live. Now, this show is a solution-based oriented show. So it's giving you solutions of how other people got over what they're dealing with, got through what they're dealing with, got through their problems, got through certain things. And it's great advice. And I hope you guys can see it, because I know you will love it like I do. I've been doing the show for over, well, not quite 3 years now, but 3 years and 11 days. So I'm excited about that. But all right, I will let you guys take it back over, because I've taken over your show for a little long now.
It's perfect, man. It's beautiful. And we allow this co-created space to allow our guests like yourself to share your magic, and feel free to just flow in whatever way you feel you need to flow to let that magic be shown. But from your story, like, wow. Oh, and oh, you got some fans.
It says, I remember when Jeff came back to high school and thinking it was a miracle. He always strived to better his drive for the next day during recovery. Seeing him in the hallways at school was amazing. He had such a good heart, and glad he's able to help others.
Thanks, Jay.
Jeff, you rock,
I appreciate that, man. And I hope you're enjoying this show. And I know these are amazing people, and please follow this show, because this show will help you out immensely. I promise you that. No
Thanks,
problem.
Jeff.
Yeah, thank you. And like what I was about to say was just his story is so impactful, and just so much that you went through. And it's like it puts things in perspective for me personally, and definitely want to hear your thoughts. It puts me in perspective of just being grateful more for life, and also because like in any moments like this can happen and change your life in a different way that you weren't even expecting. And sometimes when things happen like this, and there's a lot of people out there, we talked about like the suicides, people going through depression, people doing anger, people being stressed out, depressed over whatever life throws your way. But like really take in what just happened and what has happened in this episode, with Jeff sharing his story of how he was able to shift what got presented in front of him, the cards from life, and to be able to make such an impact that he's making right now, of not only for himself, but to be able to help anybody, to just let them know that like you can shift your life no matter what's in front of you, and you can shift it for the better for yourself. But like now he's using it also for the betterment of others. that is so selfless, man. I just want to honor you and acknowledge you for just that amazing heart and ability that you have, and showing and using your story as a fuel to help change lives.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much, man. You don't understand. I actually did a TV show this morning in Kenya, and I was on a virtual event yesterday from Nigeria, and it's amazing. This whole COVID thing has really opened so many doors. Yes, it closed so many doors, but it has opened so many at the same time. It has shown me that I had a tool this whole time to reach people elsewhere, to go beyond where I had been, that I could go to other countries and speak just from the internet, just from sitting here in this extra bedroom. I could do that, and that there's so much that people let hold them back in life, and a lot of times people think that where they started makes up where they're going, but that's not true, because check this out. I started in a hospital bed. I started in a coma. And I'm here right now talking to you. And I just want you to know that you are powerful beyond measure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so important that people realize that they can accomplish things if they just don't quit. If I had quit when I was in that hospital bed, I would still be in that hospital bed in a nursing home. If I had quit when I was walking with the walker, I would still be walking with the walker. If I had quit when I was walking with a cane, guess what? I would still be walking with a cane. If I had quit when I was just walking unassisted, I would still be walking unassisted instead of getting close to running. Because I knew that there was something more out there for me. And there's something more out there for each and every one of us. We just have to see it. We just have to go for it. And we can never, never, never give up. I don't know.
Oh, you do know. Yeah.
You're letting us know.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you do know. You're showing us. You're showing us what's possible for all of us.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry I've taken over your show there for a bit.
Don't
Please
be
do.
sorry. Yeah. Right now, this is our co-created show. So I like what I like to set in our space for this thing, or for our episodes, is just a co-creation space to allow that divine energy to express itself in all our unique ways. So in this space, the divine is flowing through you in such a profound, unique way that is touching not only the lives of our audience, but the lives of ourselves, and also the life of you, to be able to share this in the way that you're sharing it. This is so impactful. You're shifting the vibration, you're shifting the consciousness of the world and the planet right now by sharing your story. So don't ever feel like you got to hold yourself back. Unleash your magic, brother. Unleash it.
Ooh. Not that kind of magic, right?
Any kind of magic that's flowing through you is accepted here.
Yeah.
Right.
It's already flowing.
Well, I don't have this kind of magic. I go make things float just by doing this.
Not yet.
No, unfortunately, not yet.
Yeah.
What's funny is that this morning, I was listening to Michael Singer, and he was talking about how, he had been contemplating. A lot of people contemplate life. Michael Singer contemplated death, and he was saying how, it's like, all right, someone is about to die, right? And the angel of death comes, and it's like, all right, it's time to go. And it's like, well, what does that person say? Oh, no, wait, I need another week. I need another day. I need more time. And, the angel of death is like, yo, you just had 52 weeks this year. What are you talking about? You need more time. So it's like from this perspective, and you talking about making every second count, it's like, do you really feel like that moment can come and you've lived a fulfilled life?
Yes, I do. And actually, there is a story that Les Brown tells and Miles Monroe tells that people sometimes, when people are on their deathbed, there's all these spirits around the bed. The spirit of doubt, the spirit of fear, the spirit of abilities and leadership and unwritten books and unwritten masterpieces on the piano. And they all say to the person in the bed, we came to you, and only you could have brought us to life. And now we have to die with you because you didn't use them. So what abilities do you have? What talents, what gifts do you have that you get that one chance to use? It's said in, I think, Deadpool 2 by the big guy. He says that a person doesn't normally get the chance to be a hero, but a hero gets one or two moments in his life that makes him a hero. And I think that is so profound, that just one or two moments that you get, you can become a hero. What are you going to do in those one or two moments? Are you going to run away scared? Are you going to have doubts about yourself? Are you going to feel inadequate? Or are you going to rise to that moment, rise to that occasion, and just be like, yeah, this is me. I got this. I just don't understand how certain people can go through every day just living life like everything is good, but everything's not good. Everything is great. If you take the time to see that greatness, if you look at what you have instead of looking at what you don't have. Nick Vujicic, who was born in Queensland, Australia, with no arms and no legs. This dude is happy. He's like one of the biggest motivational speakers in the United States right now. And has no arms and no legs. He still gets around. Granted, he has to have help. but he still gets around. He gets out there. He does that. He's got a podcast. He texts on his phone. Don't ask me how that's possible, but he texts on his phone, and he's got this one little like foot thing that he calls his chicken drumstick. You should check him out because he's really an interesting guy. But he's just amazing because he decided to look at what he can do instead of what he can't do. And that changed his whole life.
That was deep. Yeah. That's exactly what I was seeing in my mind's eye. But yeah, it just showed like the possibility of what happens when you allow yourself to step into that superhero role and be that superhero in your life. And for some of us, it takes those, or for most of us, it takes that moment, that shift, something powerful happens in our life to make that shift in our life. But the thing about the deaf, what you're saying, it made me it made me remember this quote by Wayne Dyer about like that, like unleashing your purpose, unleashing your magic. I wanted to share it real quick because it resonates so much with this conversation. But the quote says, "Don't die with your music still in you. Don't die with your purpose unfulfilled. Don't die feeling as if your life has been wrong. Don't let that happen to you." And he was also talking about, and when he's had this talk, I forgot who it was, but it was somebody on their deathbed. And right before they passed on, the question that they had by going into that transition is, what if I lived my life the wrong way? So they had that doubt as they transitioned on. And it's just so many people out there who passed on like and died and weren't able to really step into their purpose, step into their mission, step into like what they came on this earth for. And right when they pass away, they think about that what is. We all have that. And like you were saying before, we say like, oh, we're happy like this. We put on a facade. Deep down, we may potentially be happy, but even that external happiness is always a certain extent. It always gets you to a certain point of happiness. Then you guys get more, strive for more, get to feel that happiness on another level. Compared to like when you tap into that inner peace, inner happiness, that inner greatness,
Joy
there and discovering you from the inside and allowing that to expand, to express itself. It's a fulfilling success that you can't even put words to it because it's always expanding.
Correct. It's that joy, that inner feeling that I'm so thankful to be alive. I'm so thankful to be given today. And I will make it a great day. And that's what it's all about. That entails my whole message. Just that one sentence. Just, it's so powerful. It does everything. It's just expressing gratitude, setting my intention. And then when you decide not to allow anything on the outside to affect you, to affect your joy, then that joy is going to win. Look, my mom actually passed away on October, actually tomorrow, 4 years ago. Wow. And that sucks. I didn't know that until right now. But you see, that affects me, yeah. But it's not going to affect me in here. I'm still thankful that I'm still here. I'm thankful for the time I had with my mom. I'm thankful that I know she's proud of me and my sister. I'm thankful that we gave her a great life. Even if it was cut short, I'm thankful that she got to live the time she did. That it all happens. And I don't like to say it all happens for a reason, but it all happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I bum you guys out?
No. And my condolences to you for the loss of your mother. I recently just dealt with the death of my father earlier, a couple of months ago, due to the COVID related thing that's happening right now. So I totally hear where you're coming from about that. And for myself, I just allowed myself to grieve and peace, or grieve with peace knowing that my father is in a better place, like they always say, but I like know for certain that he is in a better place. But also just giving myself the permission to feel whatever I'm feeling, allow it to just come up. And like you said, it doesn't matter what is happening, it doesn't change what's happening right here. And by just having that connectedness, like what you have too, and that's what I know for myself as well, staying connected to that, it allows you to just be in whatever shows up and be okay with it. And also to be transparent and real. I love that about you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Do you guys have, I mean, how long do you go normally on this show?
We have a few more minutes, though.
All right.
We're happy to just be here, you know.
That's just fine. You're not bothering me at all.
What's funny is that I find sometimes that even the silence, says more than the words, that we express, So just being able to be here with what you just said, it's an honor. It's an honor to be able to be on this platform with you from different parts of the world. It's really awesome to be able to be with your message, and what it is that you've experienced from where we are. So thank you.
Yeah, you're quite welcome.
Awesome.
Now, I actually have a video that goes over the 5 lessons I learned from my near-death experience that you would actually like, and that everybody out there would like. And you can find that on my YouTube channel. And she already has that. She can put it back up. There you go. Oh no! Oh yeah, you put it underneath the journal. So yeah, that's awesome. www.youtube.com/C/Jeff Marconette Jr. And then that video is up there, and I promise it'll help you. It'll teach you the 5 lessons that I wish I would have known before my car accident. Because if I would have known them before my accident, I would have lived a much happier life. I would have lived a much more fulfilled life. I would have lived I would have lived a life of joy. I wouldn't have relied so much on happiness all the time.
Thank you. Thank you for that gift.
Yes. Well, that wasn't really my gift. My gift was actually the 7 days of my journal. But hey, why not?
I feel like it's a combination.
Yeah.
Because the gift is him. He is the gift.
Right.
He's just expressing his gift in these 2 different channels right here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you are the gift, brother.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Jay says, miss seeing you around town, Jeff. Keep doing what you do, bud.
Thank you, man. I miss seeing you too, dude.
I love how like lives, when we share the lives, it opens up an opportunity for people to reconnect.
Mhm.
So from this comments, it seemed like Jeff and Jay can reconnect somehow.
Yeah. Well, I know him. We live in a small town, so
Yeah.
and I know what he's doing now. So hey, I'll just stop down there.
There you go.
Awesome. Any parting words? I mean, this has been really awesome. Thank you so much for everyone who's watching with us. And Jeff, if you had just one more thing to say to anyone who's out there, what would it be?
Well, first of all, I want to ask you, are there any other questions in the comments?
Not at this time.
All right, cool. And then I will leave you with this. I am Jeff Marconette Jr., the award-winning international Make Every Second Count speaker, here today to add value to your life, to give you perspective on life, to give you the foresight of gratitude on your life, and help you just live that life of joy. Because I know personally that most people only get one chance, but they live every day. One chance at life. I was lucky enough to receive a second chance. Most people aren't going to get that. So live your first chance to the fullest and make every second count. Why? Because you never know when those seconds are going to run out. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate you. We appreciate the gift of your presence.
Thank you.
And to everyone out there who's listening, watching,
Stay magical.
and we'll catch you next time. Take care.